This is number 6292 with Dale K. Lingenfelter. And this is George Bootstrap. 6292. Howdy everyone. Folks, I'm visiting with Dale Lingenfelter today. Dale K. Lingenfelter near Plainview, Nebraska. And he said go 2 miles east of Mary's Cafe, 4 miles north, and a quarter of a mile east. And I'm here on the farm now, and it was easy because I just looked for 2 tall harvesters. And Dale, I think I'll hear while we're drinking some of that good aid your wife made for us in the cool of the kitchen. I'll just have you tell about those 2 harvesters, what you're putting in them and what you've had in them, and the dimensions a little bit.
Well, George, I got my first harvester, 17 by 60, through Tony Dakota down there at Norfolk, and his good Dane salesman, Kenny Larson from Plainview, back in '56.
Mm-hmm.
I've been using it ever since for high moisture shell corn.
Yeah.
Now, I picked this corn with a picker sheller and bring it right in to the harvester, and my wife, she usually hauls the corn from the picker sheller and blows it right into the harvester.
She does.
Testing about 25 to 30%.
Mm-hmm. You know, right there, that's quite an item, and we might dwell on it a little bit. Not only that your wife works with you and blows it up in the harvester for you, but the fact that you can pick this corn when you want to, can't you? You don't have to worry about soft corn in the field.
Well, that seems to be quite a saving in the field, because you get it before you get so much field loss, unless
Yes.
you have a wet fall and can't get out there. But
Yeah. And you put it in about what moisture?
between 25 and 30%.
What kind of a blower do you use?
I use an Ellis-Chalmers blower.
Mm-hmm.
Run it as slow as possible, keep from cracking the corn.
Mm-hmm. Now, what about the other harvester?
Well, the other harvester, I bought that through Tony and Kenny, and got that last May in 1960. And that's a 20 by 50. I using that strictly for haylage and silage.
Now I want to say here that you have a remarkable farming setup here, and I'll get that on another broadcast, and we'll get into this alfalfa and well, your pumping of water and all of that. But I might stay right on the harvester now and go from that to that 90-foot bunk, and don't go away, Mrs. Lingenfelter. Did you say she helped you build that bunk?
Well, she sure did. She had a big hand in that.
I'll come over. Yeah.
Built that together.
Yeah, he said, my wife and I built this bunk, and it's one of the finest bunks, 90 feet long. What all did you do out there besides direct it?
Well, I guess I was mainly assistant. We worked together getting it lined up. That took a long time because we'd never done it before, and I know if we made another one it wouldn't take half as long. Mm-hmm. And I helped with the bolts and sighting the uprights and so forth.
Yeah, you know, he said she helped sight these uprights. He said, just look down there. So I got straight in line. There isn't one out of place. Really,
well,
it
we're
is.
pretty proud of it.
I should say. Maybe, Dale, you'd give kind of that roof now. You say it's a little wider and the feed bunk is a little lower and so forth.
George, before going any further, Kent just told me that I made a blunder on that first harvester. He said I said it was 17 by 60. It's 17 by 40.
You know, I went right by it. Yeah.
And I'll get back to the bunk. Well, I changed the plans a little to my way of thinking. I made the roof 12 foot wide on top where they called for 10 foot. And I made the floor of the bunk a little bit lower due to I'm feeding mostly calves weighing 400 pounds on up, and I've decided it should be a little lower. And it's got a 10-foot apron, cement apron on each side, and it slopes about 4 inches.
And your wife helped you figure that out too for those smaller calves.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, now we have a couple of minutes here, and you were very enthused about telling some of the economy. That's all right. The economy in feeding cattle, and you have quite a story.
Well, I blend these, the corn and the haylage together. I put me in a high moisture roller mill, and so they can utilize this high moisture corn a little better. And I figured up here just roughly a while back, and that harvest store full of haylage fed me around 160 days. And during that time, I only fed about 3 pounds of high moisture shell corn a day, and that figured up only about 800 bushel of corn. And I roughly guessed I got 250 pound or better gain on them heifers. And just roughly figuring, I think I got right around better than $50 an acre for my alfalfa. And boy, I just can't beat that with corn.
Yeah.
They say it takes about $67 to raise an acre of corn, and anytime I want to increase the production on my alfalfa per acre, why, all I have to do is just start sprinkling it.
You're one of these farmers that have your own farm program.
Yes, I have my own farm program.
You don't ride into Washington and ask them what to do. Huh?
I haven't been yet.
Yeah, well, we just have a little time left, and we will make a broadcast of the farm in general, but we have a young lady I'd like to have you give your name and age.
I'm Lingenfelter and I'm 14.
Yeah, and what did you say originally when I said to your mom, what'd you do out there with the bunk? You're the one.
I said she did the figuring.
Yeah, well, well, she said directing. That was a good word, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Ken, come over here. You said that silo was what? That harvest store was what size?
It's a 20. It's a 17 by 40, the little one.
And your dad and I went right by it, and you caught it, didn't you?
Yes.
What's that?
He could tell you he does most of the feeding there by himself, just pushing buttons.
Yeah, how long does it take you to feed? About how many?
100 head, about 15 or 20 minutes. Don't
Is
it,
that
Ken?
right, Ken?
Yes, that's about right.
You don't mind it at all, do you?
No, you just
And-
have to
and
watch the things.
Sure. And you're how old?
I'm 11 years old.
Good. Well, that's it, folks. Another story on Harvest Store. And really, these folks are so enthused. In other words, Dale here said they didn't have to sell me. You just said you wanted one, didn't you?
One or two of them.
Two of them. With that, George B. saying so long.